Hey everyone, welcome to Beyond Bricks. I am Kevin Stewart. And guys, I'm so happy you're with us today. I'm so happy you've taken the time to sit down, listen up, and see where you can go, where you can grow, and what we can do together. And part of the reason I'm happy for this today is that I'm going to discuss one of my absolute favorite topics. It's the one thing that I think I have spent the most time, the most energy over the last 2 or 3 years focusing on. It's something that I believe, whether you believe it or not, is important for every single person listening today. Every single person I know needs to work and focus on this. So, what is that? It's leadership. It's the principles and guiding places that leadership can take you. It's the reasons, it's the rationale, it's why leadership is important. See, a lot of people think, oh, I'm not in a position of leadership. I'm never going to be a leader. I don't want to be a leader. But why is that? Is it because you've never been in the position? Is it because you've never worked on it, that you've never understood really what leadership means? I think that's why some people don't feel they can or should be. Also, I think that some people don't feel like they have qualified themselves as a leader. They don't feel good enough about who they are to feel like they have earned the right to lead other people. But I think that's not necessarily the case. I believe that everybody has leadership skills inside them. I believe you have leadership skills inside of you. So today, what I want to dive into is I want to dive into what it means to be a leader. What are the must haves? What are the pieces of being a leader? And what are the levels? Where are we going to go? What is the goal of becoming a leader? So, why? Let's start with the why. Why do I believe that leadership is so important? I think that it dives directly into the person that I am. I believe it goes directly to the results I want to have in my life. I think it goes directly into the mission of who I want to be. It goes into the core principles of my being. I want to affect change in everyone that I meet. I want to make people's lives better. I want people to leave getting the chance to spend time with me and say that their life is better because they knew me. I want to meet people at bars and at coffee shops. And when I walk away, I want them to have a little smile saying, wow, that was enjoyable. That's a positive impact. I want to create positive impact for the people around me. I want people to remember the positivity that I brought to their life. To me, that's a major form of leadership. That's being willing to step out and be something more than what you are. That's being someone that cares about the people around them. So that to me is leadership. That's why I focused on it, because I want to be better at it. And the things that we focus on are the things that we're going to grow on. If you don't focus on it, you're never going to get better. If you're not conscious of it, if it's not something that you on a daily basis are telling yourself you want to be better, how far are you going to take it? We've discussed in previous episodes, my team read The Secret. I absolutely love this book because it talks so deeply about bringing into the world, using the power of your mind and using the power of self belief to bring the things in and call into your life the things that you want. And there's something so beautiful about that idea and concept. And truthfully, I 100% believe in it. I have tested it. I've experienced it. I've looked back and I've acknowledged it. And so I want to continue to focus my mind and focus my energy and my efforts around the core principles and the core things that I want to be. So if I want to create a wonderful, beautiful, positive impact on this world, I need to focus on becoming a great leader. I need to focus on being a great person. I have to focus on being the best version of myself I can be. So therefore, leadership is where I've really decided is a major spot in which I can contribute back to the world. I believe this world needs better leaders. I think anyone watching or listening today would agree with that. I don't think we ever will have enough great leaders, and we are always in need of more. This world would be a better place if we continued to have high quality leadership that comes from a basis of doing the right thing, that comes from a basis of being a good person, that comes from a basis of making the world a better place. If the leaders that we had and the leaders that were surrounding us in this world had that mentality, how great of a world would we get a chance to live in? So what are you doing? What's your contributing factor? Are you focusing on leadership? Is it something that's important to you? Is it something that you've ever thought about? Have you thought about what leadership looks like in your life? You may not run a company. I'm blessed to run a company. I'm blessed to be put into leadership roles every single day. I serve inside of leadership positions in multiple places in my life. But what does leadership look like for you? Is it about being a great parent? You understand being a parent is being a great leader. You have to lead your family, lead your children, lead them down the pathways of success that will be good for them. Parenting is one of the greatest forms of leadership out there that most of us don't think about. Are you being a great leader to your friends group? Are you someone who is always saying, Guys, let's go this way, let's go this route"? Are you the person that is being influential, that is being positive, that's helping the energy, that's bringing everybody up when they may be down? That's a form of leadership. Are you doing it in your community? Are you someone who is constantly spreading negativity and talking about all the things that are going wrong? Or are you the person that is telling everybody how good it's going to be? The person that's telling everybody how great life is and how happy you are? Which person are you? And so, as you start growing as a leader, you start understanding these things and seeing these things and realizing that the steps you take and the things you do matter. So for me, leadership is important because it points directly to who I am. I've had an incredible opportunity to learn from some great leaders. I'm constantly listening to, following, reading from great leadership that I believe is great. My business coach, Ben Wilson, he's someone who's been on the show with me before, and I guarantee you will be on with it again. He's probably the best leader I've ever met. He really is, because he lives by the principles that I believe make a leader great. Are you surrounding yourself with great leaders? Do you have people that are leading you? Because you can't lead people if you don't know how to be led. So I focused on how to be led. How can I attach myself to the right people that are going to take me into the right directions, therefore helping me grow as a leader? What are you reading daily? What are the things you're putting into your ears and into your eyes and into your brain? Are you reading from great leaders of the present, of the past? Are you listening and reading to the wise words that they've put into publication? Guys, there are so many incredible leadership books. There's so many good ones out there. I have a book that I've read now. I think I'm on my third or fourth time through the book. This is an annual book. It's a book that I read that was given to me by Ben. He's been reading it for the same amount of time. It's called Leadership Promises. It's a phenomenal book. It's John C. Maxwell. I can't recommend it to you enough. But for me, it breaks into the beauty and core of what it means to be a great leader. It's a daily devotional book. It utilizes scripture. It utilizes the greatest leader that's ever walked the planet. It utilizes scripture and utilizes the things that we can learn from scripture, and then pulls it into, how is that going to make you a better leader? And what are the things that we read inside the great book that are going to help us become better people? And what are those leadership promises for every day that we can utilize to center our minds and to center who we are and become better? That's a book I read every day. So if there's the first challenge I'm going to give you, and I'm going to give you a couple, but the first challenge I'm going to give you today, go buy that book. I think if you have that book and you read it every single day, you are going to not just become a better leader, but you're going to become a better person. You're going to be a better person for everybody around you. I can almost guarantee you that. I have lots of friends now that read that book. I know a ton of people that read it on a daily basis, and it is incredible. So, what are you reading? What are you bringing into your mind? What are you watching? What podcasts are you listening to? If you're listening to this one today, I can already tell you you're on the right track. If you're still listening after this beginning, and this is gravitating towards you, you are someone who is already doing the right steps to become a better leader. So what makes a great leader? What are the things, what are the must-haves? What is the formula of great leadership? What does that look like? So I think there's really four things. I think there's four things that you have to have um, in order to be a great leader. There's four must-have characteristics, four qualities that I think are super important. The first is you have to learn to share your vision. You have to learn to tell people the vision of your life. These are the must haves that a leader has to be able to do in order to become a great leader. You can't be a great leader if you are not focused and super intentional about sharing your vision every single day. Do people know who you are? Do your friends, do your family, do the people around you, do they know who you are? What is your makeup? Do they know that? Because if you don't know who a leader really is, do you want to follow them? Nobody wants to follow a leader that they don't know what the plan is, where they want to go. Are you just, most people would not, most people will not blindly follow a leader that they know nothing about. I wouldn't. Why would you? I'm not going to blindly follow a leader into battle if I have no idea what the reason is for us to go into battle. That would be crazy. Who would do that? So if you want to become a leader, first you have to get super, super clear on your vision, the vision of where you want to go, the vision of who you want to be, and you have to talk about it. You can't just keep it to yourself. You can't keep it inside. You have to talk about it every single day in front of every single person that you meet. Make the discussion of your vision a part of your life. That's one of the four major qualities of becoming a great leader. Second, every single day, great leaders create hope. They create hope for the day. They let the people around them know it's going to be okay. They let people around them know today is going to be awesome. Today, we are going to do some amazing things. Today is going to change our lives. Today, we're going to change someone else's life. Guys, that's creating hope. When the day's not going right, when the week's not going right, when the month is off, when numbers are down, when everyone's frustrated and the world around you is crippled, great leaders provide hope. Great leaders get on stage and they say the things, they get in front of people and tell them what they have to hear in order to feel okay. Because great leaders provide hope. Are you providing hope with the people around you? I I truly believe that that's something I do well. We've discussed in previous episodes that I'm a 7 on the Enneagram scale. That means I'm the person that always believes that the glass is about to start overflowing. It's the gift God gave me. It's who I am. I love to provide hope because I believe that this world is an amazing, wonderful place. And I believe that our place, my place, your place inside it matters. I believe that. I can't not believe that. Because if that's not the case, this isn't a world I want to be in. So I am going to believe and I am going to provide hope. That's a form of leadership that I don't think many people give enough credit to. Are you providing hope? The third things that great leaders do, the third thing that all great leaders I know do, they establish trust by leading by example. So let me reverse that. They lead by example, therefore, they establish trust. Everybody wants to trust their leader. If you don't trust the person that's leading you, you don't trust that the things they're doing and the decisions they're making and the paths they're taking you down are right, are you ever going to properly follow? Are you ever going to do the right things to help support where they're going? I don't think so. But the way that you establish trust, I believe the firm way to establish trust is to lead by example. Have you guys ever seen? I've seen this over the years, and I love this example. There's this photo out there that's the difference between a boss and a leader. See, I never want to be a boss. I have people that call me boss. That hey boss, I think it's funny. I think it's cheeky. I do enjoy it, but at the same time, I don't ever want to actually be a boss, because a boss is the person that stands at the back of the carriage with everybody pulling with a giant whip over their head. That's the analogy. That's a boss. It's the person that's from the back yelling and screaming, saying, do this, do that, go here, go there. That's a boss. A leader is the person that's at the front of that. It's at the front of the line and the front of everybody with all of the weight over their shoulders saying, "Follow me, I've got this. Do what I do first. I'm going first. Follow me. I've got you." That's the difference between a boss and a leader. What a beautiful analogy. Are you taking life and being someone who leads by example? Because I believe true leadership, individuals' ability and desire to follow a leader comes with that. When you lead from the front, you establish trust. And trust is a key factor that will gain what you need to be heard and listened to as a leader. So that's the third thing. Lead by example. And the fourth thing that's a must have for all leaders, you have to show compassion. I've seen a lot of leaders over my time that did not understand that compassion matters. They can show their vision, they can do all that, they can provide hope, they can lead from the front. But then a lot of leaders fail on this fourth step, which is they don't show compassion, because when things don't go right, how does the leader react? How does the leader come back and tell you that you've done a bad job? How does a leader react when things go wrong? Because I don't believe a leader, and a leader that people want to follow, is the person that comes into the room, yells and screams, and tells everybody how they did it wrong. That comes in and demands for better, demands more. I don't see that as a leader, at least not a leader I want to follow. I believe that great leaders, now they hold you accountable, but I believe great leaders show compassion when it truly matters, and when they can tell that the people that are following them need compassion, they need care, they need them to hear them and listen to them. Great leaders can do that. They have the ability to care, they have the ability to show compassion to the people that are following them. Do you have those four characteristics? Are those four things something that you've put into practice? Maybe you're saying, man, one or two of those I do. I'm really good on on providing hope because I'm a positive person, but man, I don't even know what my vision is. I don't even know where I want to go. I don't even know where I want to lead to. Okay, maybe you need to work on step number one. Or maybe you're someone who is really good about sharing your vision and you're really good about providing hope, but you're not good about getting the job done. You're not good at doing it yourself. Maybe you've never done it yourself. You're stepping into a world that you've never done. I sell real estate for a living. My company sells real estate for a living. That's what we do. It's our core competency. I'm very, very good at it. My team is very good at it. I know a lot of leaders in my industry that want to be and show that they are leaders and have never done my job. This may be controversial to some of those who may be listening, but I have a hard time taking advice from anyone who hasn't sat in my chair, who hasn't walked a day in my shoes. I have a hard time with that. Have you taken the time to lead by example, to be the person that does that? What are those places? Where in those spots do you need to work? So, as you're working on your development and as you're growing and as you are working through this, the second half is, where are you wanting to go? What does it look like to grow into leadership? What are the levels of leadership? So I broke down, and I learned this a long time ago. So I'm going to share some information. I'm going to share this piece with you, which is the levels of leadership, the 5 levels of leadership that I believe is the natural progression, more the natural why. Why do people follow leaders? And there's 5 different steps and 5 different progressions that I have seen for why someone is or is put into a leadership position. So the first one, it's called positional leadership. This is the person who is in leadership or is followed because people have to. You have to follow them because they're your boss, because the world says so. It doesn't matter, but it's because someone has to. You're only in that leadership position because it's positional. It's just a positional form of leadership. The second one, though, is when it starts to get fun. Now, this is permissional leadership. This is when someone wants to. This is when someone shifts from have to I want to follow you. They are giving you permission to lead them. They're giving you permission to help them grow, to help them learn, to help them get better. But it comes with one of those pieces we already talked about, which is trust. Now they're starting to trust you. So it's not just I have to follow you, but now it's all right. I want to. I want to follow you. I want to get behind you and do what you're doing. I want to do that. The third is productive. It's productive leadership. It's because of what you do. They're leading or following you because of what you've done, what you did, or what you are doing. There's a ton, again, in my industry, there's a ton of people that are productive leaders. They have been so productive in their careers. They have done so many amazing, awesome things that people can't wait to follow them. They can't wait to get behind them and do what they do, to learn from them, to grow from them. The main reason they're in that spot and will probably be in that spot for a very long time is because of production. Is simply because they have produced the life that the people behind them want to have. So it's because of what they've done and it's what they're doing. That's that third step. The fourth step is developmental leadership. They're following you because of what you give to them. They're following you because of how you are helping them. They're following you because of the things that you're giving back and the things that you are showing to them. This is about giving it away. This is the leader that you follow that doesn't necessarily have anything to gain. You're doing it because of what you have to gain from them. They don't have anything to gain from you. They're giving it to you because it's the right thing to do. They are pouring into you. They're making you better. That's that fourth level. We're getting to the point where people are now in relationship. They're in deep, deep relationship usually at this point with that leader. That leader is pouring into them on a daily, consistent, regular basis. But the last piece, and this is the piece that I believe I want to strive to be, this is the piece that I am working at and where I want to go, which I believe, again, is going back to the greatest leader that's ever walked the planet. Servant leadership. Servant leadership is the last step. That's the completely selfless. That's now they are following you because of who you are. They're following you because of the person that you are. They're getting behind you because of what you stand behind and what you stand for and what you are and what you show, for the hope that you provide, for the vision that you have, for the trust that you've developed with them, and for the compassion they show when things don't go right and when you need it the most. The servant leader is the person that is completely selfless in giving everything they have to you. They literally give it all away. They give you everything they have, every single ounce of passion that they have. That right there is the leader I want to follow. That's the leader that I believe changes the world. That's the leader that is remembered well beyond their days. That's the leader that is talked about, that is pursued, that people hear about and want to find and want to get to know. It's the servant leader. The others are important. The other four levels of leadership and types of leaders, they're all important. They all have their place. They all have their role. But as you're growing and as you're becoming a better leader, at what point are you able to turn it into what others need and not what you want? At what point do you have that shift? Can you learn to become a servant leader? Because I believe the servant leader is what the world needs more of. When I said earlier that the world needs more leaders, they need more of that. They need more servant leaders. They need more individuals that are doing it because it's the right thing to do, not because they just want to be called a leader. I want those leaders in my life. I want to follow those leaders in my life. Guys, I want you to be that kind of leader. I want you to commit to become the person that is doing that for other people. That's what I want for you. I think it's so beautiful if we could develop that and we could learn to grow together and we could go on this journey of developing great, wonderful leaders around us. Guys, are you willing to join me on that journey? If you're listening today, are you willing to take the time and the dedication to learn, to grow, to read, to listen, and be conscious of how to become a servant leader? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to be real with who you are and real with where you're at and real with the people around you enough to share your vision, to be loud and proud and be willing to say who you are and see who's willing to follow? Are you willing to step into that position and that role that you've potentially been called towards? And are you willing to take the time to grow? Are you willing to take the time to get better? Because guys, this takes time and it takes daily intention and daily activity. It's not something that happens overnight. Yes, there are naturally born leaders. I do believe that. But I believe that even the natural born leader does not start out as a servant leader. There's no way. That takes time, energy, effort, and an incredible amount of care to becoming better. Are you a leader this week? Are you a leader in the people around you, in your family, in your community, in your friends group? My challenge for you this week as you're going throughout your days is be the leader the world deserves. Be the leader that the world needs, but be yourself. Be yourself inside of leadership. Above all things, be the person that you are. Because the world doesn't just need leaders, it needs you. Go out there and be yourself. Have a good day, guys. Bye.